While I was in the backyard mending the neighbor's fence, I was nailing some of the last nails in. I was bent clear over, and something strange struck me kind of in the back, and so I stood up, and it just felt like somebody was just squeezing my heart, not letting it beat. And I was like, this isn't right. Something isn't right here. And then I started sweating. I got a headache, really nauseous, and then the pain down my left arm. So I was like, there's no time to waste. I got to get back inside the house. I walked in the door, and I said, honey, we got to go to the hospital. I think I'm having a heart attack. We got in the car, and we both knew that the place to go was going to be St. Luke's.
You know, when Mike came into the hospital, he was having a heart attack, and his wife was trying to transport him as quick as possible. If we hadn't been here in the community and she decided to drive to another hospital that was further away, Mike may not have made it. And obviously he wouldn't have done as well anyway, because time is muscle when it comes to heart attacks.
I never realized it before, but when you're dying, you know it. I don't care. I knew it. And I didn't know how I was going to get out of it. I remember Tammy pulling into the emergency room out front here, and I didn't even wait for the car to stop moving. I opened the door and jumped out. And I walked in the front door, and by the time I seen the lady that was in admitting, the tank was empty. I couldn't go another step, and I just collapsed right there. It was everybody moving real quick, and got back to the emergency room, and they started hooking up the ECG machine, and I'll never forget the look on his face when he saw it. He knew it was a bad one, and then it was lights out, and I don't remember anything until, I don't know, several minutes later. I guess I'd went into cardiac arrest at that time, and so found out that they'd put a stent in, and then they stented the main artery, and then they ballooned further down.
You know, if you imagine the sickest patients that come in, such as Mike, he came in and he was having a heart attack. One of the biggest risks to a heart attack is sudden cardiac death or arrhythmia, where their heart goes out of rhythm. And so you want to be able to capture that information in order to treat it adequately, and also to help the cardiologist to know what you're treating as well. It's one thing to describe the rhythm that you're treating, but for them to actually see it allows them to provide better care. Portable cardiac monitors that we're wanting to purchase for the emergency department will allow us to monitor the patients in a seamless fashion.
I'm not sure what it is. There's just a different feel here. It's not about numbers, it's about health and them wanting to help people survive and get better. And that's the main objective from the second I stepped foot in the front door until I left 4 days later. They were very concerned about my health.
I think the community sees St. Luke's East as a true pride and joy of the community. And when you walk down, Main Street, or you go to a meeting or lunch somewhere in Lee Summit, and people will see you and they say, yeah, hey Ron, you're with St. Luke's. And I say, yes, I am. And they say, your hospital saved my mom's life, or your hospital, that's where my firstborn was born. That's humbling. We have a great facility, a great location, great technology, but at the end of the day, it's about people taking care of people, and we have the best people here at St. Luke's East Hospital.
And that whole ride to the hospital, I was thinking all kinds of things. I don't know how I knew it, but I pretty much knew I was dying, and I knew something we had to go quick, because I couldn't feel like this for very long. I knew I couldn't last like this, because you hear the stories about people having a really bad heart attack and they just don't survive, and I did, and there's got to be a reason for it. I thought I'd lost my life, but they gave it back to me.